Hello, I'm Damien, co-founder and head of design here at Reedin, and I'm going to talk to you today about our brand new feather boards. The first thing I'm really excited about on the feather board is where we are actually producing them now. We have moved our production back to Europe in the same factory that we've been making our kite wave board for 3 years now. So we're very, very confident on the quality and the construction of those boards. The core, first of all, is a lightweight XPS core, which means it's extruded EPS. This is a core that does not take on water, which means if you do somehow have a ding on your board, you can finish a session before you need to fix the board because it will not take on water. That's the first thing. Secondly, all the construction, the skin of the board, everything is all made with European source material. So it's all high-end resin and fibers, which ensures really high quality. The other thing we really worked hard on is the construction of the foil boxes. This is where all the efforts from your foils are going into your board when you jump, when you're going fast, if you hit the bottom. So we really focused hard on that to make sure that it was bomb-proof. So we're super stoked and very confident on that construction. Feather boards come in size 17 liters all the way to 112 liters. 17 liters obviously being more a kite board, 35 liter being a high-end wing board, wake foil board or prone surf board. And then the bigger you go, you adjust the size for mainly winging, 52, 72, 88, and 112 depending on your weight. As far as like the shape of our board, really the concept of our board is to be as fun as possible to ride. So we designed them and shaped them to be quite short, really as short as we could while keeping as much volume as possible. The idea is that once you're up in the air, the board has a very low swing weight. You're going to be able to surf waves and get some good turns without having all that weight in the front. The way we achieved those shapes and have as much volume as we could per lens was to have a pretty thick nose. So the nose actually has a lot of flotation. So it's like the volume of a longer board, but compressed in a shorter board. And that gives you a lot of stability for the start when you're on your knees or you're going slow standing up. And once you're up, it's just that much swing weight removed. The other thing we have to get as much flotation as possible when you start is that the decks are concave. And what it does is it acts pretty much like a boat where you actually displace more water than the actual volume of the board. Also, when you're on your knees, it's more stable because the concave actually centers you better on the board rather than getting you to one side or the other. One thing that's important for winging is when you start, like I said earlier, when you're on your knees or you're going slow, you want the board to go as straight as possible and not drift downwind. So for that, we have a lot of channels on the bottom, a lot of contour. There's a 3-pole concave on the bottom, which allows for the board to be more driven forward. What we've done for this year compared to last year is that we've made the surface area on the bottom to be wider, so the board is actually more stable from side to side without changing any of the great advantage of having the bevel rails that actually bounce out of the water really nice once you're up on foil. So we have a board that's very forgiving at the start and also very forgiving once you're riding. One more thing that we worked on for this year is rebalance the whole board. So your position when you're floating on the board is the exact same as the one where you're actually flying up on foil, which the center is about that red line that we have now on the board that shows you your center of gravity and flotation, but also your center of position when you're flying. And finally, we've also reworked the rocker of the board for 2 reasons. First, when you're going slow through chop, then the board goes over the chop easier, but also for touchdown, now it's more forgiving when you touch the water. The boards have also become slightly longer. They're still short, and with the new rebalancing we've done, you still have a very short swing weight in front of you, but being longer, they're more stable at low speed in the pitch angle, which means front to back. So the boards are actually easier at low speed. So if you're looking for boards with high build quality, they're gonna last a long time, wanna have fun because you want a board that's gonna have very low swing weight and turn easily while still being easy to get on foil, I think the feather is your choice.